Frank, thank you for joining me today. I have with me Frank Wagner. Frank, you've been Marshall's partner now for over 30 years. You have played a major role in developing the stakeholder-centered coaching process into one of the most effective coaching methods in the world today. You're also a phenomenal leadership coach, and I'm excited to have you today for another Frank Cup of Coffee, and I want to welcome you.
Well, those are very kind words, Andy, and I look forward to having this conversation.
My pleasure, Frank. It's always great to have you on the call. So here's our coffee chat for today. $1 million question is, how do you develop truly high-performing teams? Teams that are cohesive, work incredibly well, consistently get results, and are also a lot of fun to work on. How do you create them? So let's talk about that. I have a lot of folks that I know that are interested in this topic and would love to get your thoughts on it.
Well, Andy, there's many great frameworks around what makes an effective team. And what we focus on is one key element or one key process. And it was started originally from Marshall Goldsmith, my good friend and colleague, and Howard Morgan wrote an article. And the article was called Team Building Without Time Wasting. And what I'd like to do is just explain very briefly what it is that process covers. Step one, identify that team building is relevant. So, is the team where it already needs to be, or would it help to get better? Step number two is collect from the team behaviors that would help the team close that gap and be a more effective team. And out of that, select a team goal. Step three, each individual selects a personal goal to get better, which could be identical to the team goal, yet could be different because every team member has different strengths, has different areas to improve, contributes to the team in different ways. Step four is an action plan gets developed for the team goal, and each individual develops an action plan for their own goal. They identify relevant stakeholders. These are people that are going to be giving them ongoing feedback and feed forward or suggestions on how well they're working on their goal and achieving their goal. And most cases, it's the other team members, but they can add some other people outside the team that could be relevant. And then the follow-up process, they're asked to on a regular basis, we consider that to be, at a minimum once a month, they check in with each other, get that from each team member, every stakeholder. And this is done one-on-one in the normal course of business. And then the last step is the measurement of results, where, we hold people accountable to get results, not by going to someone and eye to eye saying, gee, did I get better? No, anonymous survey to usually run by an outside source to keep it credible and authentic, and then debrief those results. And so when you look at that thing, well, why does it work? Well, if you think about it, you get many, like I say, great leaders and great academics who understand what is a high-performing team. I'd say I'd be hard-pressed for me to find one that didn't believe that one of the critical variables is trust. How much trust you have with each other. And if you think about how much I'm going to improve my trust of my teammates, is if I've spent 6 months to a year and I see a teammate consciously working to get better, is receptive to feedback, is open to feedback, works hard to actually change, will I trust that person more? And will that spill out to the actual other work we do? And I've got plenty of observations with teams that is absolutely what happens.
So Frank, let me see if I've got it here. This is why the stakeholder-centered team coaching process is so incredibly successful. So you have a kickoff meeting, you get the folks in the room, a real need for teamwork gets established. A couple of goals gets identified, a key team goal for folks to rally around, an individual goal that if someone did would make them a better team player. Action plans are put together, key stakeholders are identified. Folks then engage in, Marshall's famous feed forward. And as this process goes on, month in and month out, there are regular check-ins, there are measurement tools which hold people accountable in a very honest and respectful way to execute on a key behavior. In a nutshell, if you see someone working hard to become a better listener or a better delegator, but working hard to execute on a key behavior, it just makes you trust them more. And it also wouldn't be surprised if it transforms relationships.
Yes, Andy. And see, that's a great observation, insight you have is about the relationship change. What it does is it helps people be much more open with their communication and much more vulnerable with each other. And so it really helps with feedback. It helps with feed forward with each other in terms of all the day-to-day actions they do as team members. So it really expands much beyond just the focus of the team building without time wasting exercise.
So, Frank, this has just been a terrific topic to talk about, how to create high-performance teams and the key pieces that it takes. I really appreciate the time, and I'm looking forward to talking to you again with another Marshall Goldsmith-related coaching topic. And I hope you have a terrific day.
Oh, thank you so much, Andy. It's always such a delight to have these conversations with you. You yourself have a great day, too.